Hi YouTube family, Redhead Metal Diva here, reducing red, bringing you my week 48 late post-op VSG surgery update. Sorry, 2 days late. Have I ever been 2 days late? Sorry. So, quick rundown of the numbers. There is some change. Highest weight to 38.4, day of surgery to 29.0. Last week I was 148.0. This week I'm 150.6. 2.6 pounds I gained over last week. Thanksgiving and then spending the whole week in Minnesota eating out. There were only 2 meals in which I did not eat processed food. One was Thanksgiving that my little brother's girlfriend fixed, and that was completely from scratch. Fresh turkey. They live in Minnesota. They just like run wild. Stuffing from scratch, like from an old baguette she had. Green bean casserole, fresh green beans, like home fried crispy onions on the top, homemade mushroom stock, homemade rolls, which I didn't have because, let's face it, on Thanksgiving, who wants to waste time on the bread? I mean, I've never been a huge bread fan, but it just takes up so much room that I feel like even if I liked bread, I wouldn't really have it, especially on Thanksgiving, which is my favorite holiday. I love turkey. I always have. And for the last, I don't know, decade maybe, I'm the one in my family who is in charge of carving the turkey because I get every last shred of meat off of there because I like the dark meat. And 2 of my brothers like the dark meat, and my mom likes a little bit of dark meat. And so growing up, you know, where more than half of us eat dark meat, and that's the smallest portion of the turkey, I covet the dark meat. And so I know that if sorry, my cat's just begging me for pets. I know that if I carve it, I can rest assured, it's also part of my OCD, that I got every piece available for leftovers, which I didn't get this year because I was in Minnesota. I can't bring them home on the plane. Ouch, ouch! Crazy here. But anyways, so I did carve it, and it was amazing. Had homemade raspberry rhubarb pie, homemade crust, everything. And I had a tiny slice of homemade pumpkin meringue, which I'm not a fan of meringue, and I'm not really a fan of pumpkin, but I feel like you kind of have to for Thanksgiving, have a little bit of pumpkin. And I had a little bit of homemade, like right there on the spot, whipped cream. So obviously there, just Thanksgiving Day was, not that I ate a ton because you really can't after the surgery, you just don't have the space. But just calorie intake, you know, as far as fat content and sugar content and carbohydrates and stuff like that was more probably than I eat in a week, just Thanksgiving. So I knew I would gain weight. Everybody does over the holiday season. Well, I guess not everybody. I'm sure there are some people who don't. But it is pretty standard. But then having to eat every single meal out, feel gross, obviously reflected in the numbers. New glasses. Debut. Black Friday sale at Zinni Optical. Buy 2 get 1 free. Yay! I'll be premiering a new pair every week. So once again, my husband's home. Once again, sorry for being 2 days late. No bueno. Also, in addition to no bueno, is no gym. Haven't been. I know I was making this my gym-sember, but it hasn't happened. I have not been feeling very well since Sunday. Not sure if it was the week of eating processed foods and feeling gross. I know I didn't drink enough water while I was there because it was, -2, and ever since the surgery I have had to have ice in my water, and it's better if it's crushed ice for some reason. Before I would drink, 6 liters of water a day, and I could drink it warm, room temperature, semi-cold, hot, sitting in my car for 2 weeks. Didn't really matter, but ever since the surgery, I can only do ice water. I can drink other water, but it doesn't sit right. So that further prevented me from getting enough water while in Minnesota because it was freezing. And then also, when it's cold and you don't go outside, you don't really feel like you've exerted yourself enough to be thirsty, or at least I do. So, kind of wondering about that. And then wondering about, just sleep. I don't know. Things have been weird. Kind of a little dyslexia going on, just general ill kind of feeling, like a really vague motion sickness, sort of. A little bit of a headache up front. Not anything to, take an Advil about, but just weird. So that is my lame excuse for not going to the gym. I'm going to try to get back to a better place with how I feel. I also noticed I was not taking my omegas, my flax and my fish oils and my vitamin D all last week because I take them at work at lunch, and so I did not have them with me. So a couple factors could be playing into that. So hopefully this week I can kind of fix that out. I'm not going to promise to go to the gym this week because I am going to be extremely busy. I'm going up to Phoenix for my best friend's birthday this weekend, and I have quite a bit of stuff I have to get done before I go. So, looking at tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, I don't see me having the time, but we'll see. I'm not going to count it out. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to bank on it. Alright guys, once again, my apologies for being 2 days late. I will try to reply to some of your questions or responses, and I will see you guys next week for week 49. Creeping up there to the 52, the year mark. That is coming up, my 1-year surgiversary, very shortly here. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week. Alright, bye!